News legal contributor, host at the Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmire, joins me live now for more on this. Brian, last week, Rick Singer's defense attorney said that he deserves no more than 6 months in prison, plus home detention and probation. They say his cooperation helped prosecutors secure 53 convictions. But even so, federal prosecutors want him behind bars for 6 years. What do you think the judge is going to be considering here?
I think the judge is going to consider all of that and more. The defense is, of course, going to put forward exactly like you said, but on top of that, talk about Rick Singer's life now. Supposedly he lives in St. Petersburg, Florida, in a retirement trailer park home, and his life is not as it was when he was raking in those millions of dollars in this case. And so they're going to try to put forward first their first option, saying no jail time, give him a year of home confinement, 3 years of probation, 750 hours community service. Let him give back to the community, or in the alternative, like you said, that's 6 months. But the prosecution is looking at the other end. They're saying, hey, he could do decades of jail, but we're coming down to 6 years because we understand how much he gave in this case.
Now, if the judge agrees with prosecutors, it would still be the longest sentence handed down in this case. What kind of a precedent could that set?
Yeah, this says to all of those masterminds, this is how much you're going to get. For the FBI, this is the biggest type of case that they've investigated when it comes to a conspiracy to defraud in the athletic field or in a college setting. And so this tells defense attorneys, prosecutors, and would-be future singers that if you're the mastermind, this is what you're looking at. And if you're participating as a parent, test taker, or whatever it may be, look to those people as to what jail time you will probably get.
Now, prosecutors also want Singer to pay restitution to the IRS and forfeit millions of dollars in cash and assets. But he's already paid partial restitution. So could we see the judge order him to pay more?
We could, and I think the defense is going to try to push back on that, and that's why they're talking about his life as it is now. The argument probably being you can't get blood from a stone, but forfeiture and restitution is just as much of a punishment as jail time or probation. It's a tool that the judge can use. I think the judge will probably calculate how much they're likely to get out of Singer to try to make everyone whole, the IRS and the United States government, because he did defraud them as he pled guilty to, but it all depends on how much he can actually give.
And the federal appeals court in Boston is considering a challenge to the convictions of 2 other parents who were found guilty at trial. What more do we know about that?
Yeah, so Gamel Aziz and John Wilson, they are 2, if not the only, who actually went to trial and were found guilty. Aziz got 12 months and Wilson, excuse me, got 15 months. What they're arguing is that they were not connected to this scheme. They did not know the other players who were involved, and they were simply doing this kind of pay-to-play situation of putting their kids through school. But those arguments didn't work at the trial, and it doesn't seem like it's going to work on appeal. I mean, I was a college athlete. I played D1 and D2 soccer. I know what it takes to get into that role of being a college athlete. I can't imagine that these parents believe that this route is a legitimate one, and that's probably why it didn't work at the trial setting.
So, Brian, what are you watching for during sentencing today?
I'm looking to see what the judge says before they give the number. What are they factoring in? What are they measuring? What are they balancing? For Singer, I think the biggest thing for him is the admissions of guilt and the absolute work that he put in towards getting convictions for others. How much is the judge going to consider that when coming up with a sentence? That's going to be the thing that's going to most stick out to me.
All right, Brian Buckmire, we appreciate the analysis as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.